So we are here going through the music from last night, and the musicians were supposed to mark any places on the music if they think there were anything we should know about to change. And so we're just looking through the music today, and if there are any notes, we're pulling it out. And we'll have to make changes and reprint it for them so that everything's perfect for December 12th.
So the music will be perfect if the musicians play it that way, then
That's
it
right.
all works, right? A few issues to look at.
In Mary Carroll?
Oh, actually, I don't remember the song, so that's why we have to go through every single page of the 800 or 900 pages of music that we copied yesterday. I don't know that people think much about the fact that there could be. Actually, by the time we get the other 4 charts, there's definitely over 1,000 pages of music that people will be, that we have to copy and proof and go through and make sure everything is right.
And the musicians would make it really noticeable, right? Like circle it big.
You would hope they would. I've seen little faint pencil marks.
Great, okay.
But, you know,
maybe I should put my reading glasses
on. The
on.
really smart ones, you know, like draw big black circles around it or something, you know.
I mean, it's just like everybody else's world, right? You try to make sure that everything you do is right, but things happen.
Yeah, and when you're dealing with this much material and different arrangers, different formats, one arranger does his in Finale, another one does his in Sibelius, different programs, and it all comes to one person to make work. And then we were using some substitute instruments in the orchestra last night just to check the notes and the rhythms and articulations and things like that, so it really almost didn't matter if we had a saxophone instead of a French horn. It altered the sound a little bit. We weren't doing a concert, we were just checking notes. And so in order for the saxophone to play a French horn part, it had to be transposed so it would sound right with the orchestra. It's a saxophone and a French horn don't play the actual same notes. You have to adjust the notes so the pitch sounds right. And so consequently we had a different part. And it was more information than you wanted to know, but
I want to know.
Talking about detail, that's just the sort of thing you deal with.
So how did you judge between, like I heard some wrong notes. I was pretty sure they were wrong, but I thought, now, so how do you know when to note that they just played a wrong note, and I played some wrong notes, and when there's something wrong in the music, you're just trusting the musicians to know when they played the wrong note and mark.
Right.
Or not mark it because they played the wrong note, but it was written right.
Yeah. Well, they know me well enough to know that if I want them to, that I'm not going to chew their head off if they played a wrong note.
Okay.
And they know the importance of what we're trying to do to find wrong notes. So, you know, I probably should have told them, you know, don't hesitate stopping in the middle, just circle it if you don't remember where it is. But a lot of times they'll remember that was in bar 47 or back at the key change or something, and they can go back and find it. But yeah, and a lot of times, I mean, I just know them well enough. And if we're playing in a tricky key, one of the songs had, you know, it was like 6 sharps. It was in F sharp or something. And I mean, that's a lot more challenging for everybody, you know, all the players, no matter what instrument you play. But when you have to remember to play E sharp or B sharp or whatever the case, you know how that is.
Yeah.
It's easy to miss. And sometimes as it happens, I can look at their face and know they just screwed up.
Yes, that's the trick, to learn to play a wrong note and not let anyone know you did it.
Yeah, you know, the trumpet player, you know, is doing this, you know, he hits the wrong note, and you know, the eyebrows go up. You know, okay, that was his mistake, not on the music. You know, like I said, it's sort of intuition. I mean, because I would know if I'm playing, if I played a wrong note. I mean, you know, or if it was in the music, or if I had a question, maybe I wasn't sure if it was right, but I thought it might be in the music. You know, then I would, at the end of it, I would go back and say, check this.
Okay.
You know, to see what you think. I had a question about it as it went by. I wasn't sure if it was right or not.
And then sometimes in trickier arrangements, it doesn't sound quite natural to your ear, but that's the way they intended it. So there's that. I don't know that we had many songs like that.
Yeah, there was actually a couple of questions like that where, and sometimes if you don't have all the instruments there, sometimes you're like last night we didn't really have the bass. Now we did have cello represented, but I wasn't playing bass and we didn't have a bass player. And things can be voiced without that bass note. Well, if you're playing the 7th instead of the root of the chord, and the root's not there, it can sound funny.
Okay.
So that will make a person question: is that note right? That's not. It's got a flat by it, and it's not in the key. Well, it's a flatted 7th, but if you had heard it with this, along with this note, you would know it sounded fine.
Okay.
So then that's where I have to look at it and say that was what happened.
So this is just the music for "Oh Holy Night." No, wait, no, there's...
Yeah, there's probably, actually, it's probably "Oh Holy Night" on top, but there might be other things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, all this has to be sorted out and reorganized, corrected and reorganized.
So anybody with nothing to do, you're welcome to come down here and help.
Drive all the way to Nashville.
Yeah, it's a beautiful drive. I've done it many times.
Well, my name is Eric Copeland, and I'm president and lead producer at Creative Soul Records in Nashville, Tennessee. And our Portraits of White project that we worked on has turned into a monster all of its own.
When I first met Frances, I knew from talking to her that she was a singer-songwriter. She plays piano. We've added that in the concert. We've had a blast working on this. Great arrangements, great songs, and it's been a whole lot of fun.
Remember, when you buy a ticket to this show, you're helping an artist who is trying hard to take her music and ministry out to the world all year long.
There's such a variety of music in this concert. Everything from pop classical to really sensitive ballads.
This year it's going to be bigger and better than ever. And remember, last year's show sold out, so you want to get tickets just as soon as you can.
The Portraits of White Winter Concert, one night only, coming this December 12, 7 p.m. at Messiah College, Palmer Hall, the Calvin and Janet High Center for Worship and Performing Arts. Ticket information available at francesdrost.com. Portraits of White Winter Concert with Frances Drost, Newville's best-kept secret.